You're petting your cat when suddenly, ouch, their little needle-sharp teeth clamp down on your hand. What have you done to deserve this? You might be concerned that your kitty biting you means that your relationship is on the rocks. Maybe you accidentally did something to hurt them, or maybe they just don't like you anymore. Your cat biting you doesn't just hurt your hand, it also hurts your feelings. But don't be so quick to put yourself down. Cats use biting to communicate a lot of different things, and not all of them are negative. In this video, we're going to look at 7 reasons why your cat may bite you and why it might actually be a sign that the two of you have an unusually strong bond. At the end of the video, we're going to give you 2 powerful tips you can use to make sure your cat stops biting you once and for all. But before we dive in, why not subscribe and join our feline-loving community for more advice on how to read your kitty's behavior. Reason 1. This is the most obvious reason, the one that will probably have popped up in your mind when we first mentioned the subject. Sometimes cats will bite because they're scared or distressed. Cats have 2 tools that they can use to defend themselves: their claws and their teeth. Most cats will generally prefer to use their claws, but there are some situations where they may also use their teeth. In fights, especially with other cats, but also sometimes with humans, a particularly scared cat may try using both teeth and claws to defend themselves. A cat who is using their claws for some other task, say clinging to the floor to try and avoid being picked up, is also more likely to use their teeth. One way to almost guarantee that you will be bitten at some point is to have your cat declawed. Not only will this force your kitty to use their teeth in any scenario where they would usually use their claws, but it will also cause them significant lifelong pain that is likely to make them more aggressive in general. Reason 2. If you're petting your cat when they suddenly turn around and bite you hard, then they probably weren't enjoying the experience as much as you were. Cats will generally let people know when they're not enjoying themselves, but humans aren't always good at listening. When a cat lashes out during a petting session, it's usually due to a miscommunication between our 2 species. From the human's perspective, the attack seems to come from nowhere. From the cat's perspective, they were probably saying, "Hey, I'd like you to stop now," for the past several minutes, and the human just refused to respect that until they were bitten. The trick to avoiding this is to learn to spot the signs of kitty discomfort. The best way is to check the tail. While they're being petted, a cat's tail should either be relatively still, or it should be winding around their human's legs. If the tail is twitching slightly at the end, then that suggests that your cat is starting to tire of being touched. If their tail is making more elaborate twisting motions or lashing from side to side, then that's a sign that you may be in danger of getting bitten. Reason 3. Have you ever watched cats play? To an inexperienced cat parent, the sight can be concerning. Cats play by jumping on each other and acting like they're trying to bite and claw each other to pieces. But if you watch closely, you'll notice that neither cat actually seems hurt, and they'll typically both curl up together afterwards like nothing ever happened. Cats learn how to not hurt each other when they're babies. Kittens will yelp and refuse to play if one of their siblings bites or scratches them too hard, so our kitties soon learn to not play too rough. However, they only learn how to not play rough with other cats, not with humans. For humans, even the most gentle cat can be too rough in their play. If your hand goes too close to your cat's belly, often a target during play, or if your hand is waving around near their face like a toy, then this can make them more likely to bite. They don't mean to hurt you, they think you're playing a game. Reason 4. Playfulness isn't the only reason why your kitty may bite when you touch their tummy. A cat's tummy is a target during play, because playing is how cats practice the skills that, in the wild, they would use to fight other cats, kill prey, or fend off predators. This involves targeting the internal organs, which are accessible via the belly. As a result, your cat's tummy is very sensitive, enough so that an unexpected touch there can actually be painful for some cats. So, Why does your kitty roll over onto their back if they don't want belly rubs? Well, it's actually an expression of trust. Your cat puts themselves in a deliberately vulnerable position to show you how much they trust you. Reason 5. Sometimes your cat's biting habit can be due to something more concerning. If your cat regularly bites you during petting, keep track of which part of their body you were touching when you got bit. Some part of your cat's body, such as the aforementioned belly and also the legs and tail, are unusually sensitive, and it may be uncomfortable or even painful for your cat to be petted there. But if you've been stroking your cat's side or back for years and had no problem, but then they all of a sudden start biting, then that could be a sign that your kitty is experiencing some kind of pain or discomfort in that area and may need a trip to the vet. Reason 6. Cats are highly territorial animals. Having areas of the house that they can claim as theirs apart from any other cats is important to them. Humans, fortunately, aren't usually considered threats to a cat's territory in the same way that you'd be unlikely to report a strange cat in your yard to the police for trespassing. But cats need a break from humans too. And if your kitty doesn't have a den or space set aside for them to hang out and chill, then they can become more aggressive in their attempt to protect what little personal space they have. This can lead to biting. Reason 7. Sometimes your cat biting you isn't a negative thing at all. You may be aware that cats groom one another by licking each other's fur, but you might not know that most cats consider petting to be the human equivalent of grooming. When cats engage in allo-grooming, that is, when one cat grooms another, they'll often use their teeth as well to get out knots and burrs. When your cat wants to groom you, they normally remember to not go in with their teeth because of your delicate human skin. But if they get too excited or too caught up in the moment, then they might forget. Hence, love bites, gentle bites you may get when your cat is trying to groom you. Believe it or not, they're a sign of true affection. What to do if a cat bites you? If your cat's teeth didn't break your skin, then you've probably got nothing to worry about, although you should still wash the place you were bitten. Apart from anything else, you're likely covered in cat saliva. If the skin is broken or grazed, however, then that means that you've been exposed to the bacteria in your cat's mouth, bacteria that could lead to a nasty infection. You should wash the wound carefully with soap and water, then put a band-aid or bandage over it. Keep an eye on it for the next couple of days and go to a doctor immediately if you start experiencing any flu-like symptoms, as this can be a sign of cat scratch fever, a dangerous disease caused by cat scratches and bites. How to stop your cat from biting? You should always discourage your cat from biting humans. Even if they're a cute kitten, and it seems like there's no harm in it, you have to think about whether this behavior will be as cute when they're a full-grown cat with a much bigger mouth. In general, cat bites are caused either by a cat not realizing that they're hurting you, or by a cat feeling stressed and not knowing how else to express it. Problem 1 can be solved by letting your kitty know when they've hurt you. You can do this by loudly saying, "ouch," when your cat bites or scratches, and then disengaging from the situation and not interacting with your cat for 2 minutes. This lets them know that A, they've hurt you, and B, hurting you means that playtime and cuddle time will stop. The second problem can be solved by providing your cat with other ways to express frustration and work off excess energy. Make sure that they have lots of toys and provide them with dens to hide in when they're feeling overly stressed and want some private time. For more information on how to care for your kitty, check out this video on ways that your cat tells you they love you.